Did anything happen to you this week?
Yeah, I thought up that intro.
Did anything good happen to you this week? Don't say the singer for Great White died. That's not nice to say. That's a good thing that happened to you.
So we killed another one.
Well, I don't know that we killed him.
We put it in there. We're like comedy cancer.
I didn't even know he was named after a dog. Like, how am I supposed to have killed him?
What does that mean? He goes to dog heaven? Jack Russell, the singer to Great White, just passed.
All I know is sheep go to heaven and goats go to hell.
Mm-hmm.
Which, thank you, Republicans, for calling us sheep, because now I know where I'm going.
Bah. But we brought him up, I think, in the fire episode. Which one was that? Oh,
The one with Kid Billy Idol.
So it took a little while for it to stick. But my partner, he's batting 1,000.
I'm batting 1,000. There is no way that I mentioned him.
Yeah, I'm the one that brought it up.
Yeah.
But you took it home.
What did I take home? I don't know his name, so I never said his name. Like, I didn't know his name literally until they announced that he had died, and then they had to reference what he was for me to understand who he was.
Oh, shit. Is this one on me?
Second of all, I don't know. Like, you could name a Great White song, and I'd be like, oh, yeah, I've heard that song.
Mm-hmm.
But I couldn't name a Great White song in conversation.
Really? I figured you would have liked one or two of their songs.
I'm sure I did, but I'm telling you, I couldn't name them.
That's disrespectful to the dead.
That's like the cloudy hair metal. Like there was a certain group of hair metal bands that to me
they were more of a blues band.
Whatever. To me are completely fucking changeable. Like you could tell me that somebody sang it and I'd be like, okay. And then you could be like, no, just kidding, it's this people. And I'd be like, okay.
Well, they had long hair, that's all. And they got stuck in the hair metal stuff. But
they were also called Great White. Like, why would you give yourself a tough name if you were a blues band?
Because like in the 80s and 90s, like all the bands tried to put white in their name. It was pretty sad. Our band, you want to know our first name we came up with?
Well, it was Kingman, right?
Yeah.
So White Power.
White powder?
Yeah, sure.
It works either way, right?
Either or. Both are valid.
No, we were White Lightning for an evening.
Huh.
Yeah. Wasn't my idea.
Huh.
Yeah. It made it on one flyer, but we never made it to the gig as White Lightning.
Why White Lightning? Why not just Lightning? That's white.
I told you everything had white in it. Like White Lion, White Snake.
Why not Whitening?
Great White. Scorpion White.
Scorpion White.
I don't know. I just started making shit up. Motley White.
Metallica White.
Yeah. So this is what it feels like when you kill somebody?
This is what it feels like when doves cry. I guess so. Are you like...
I like that. That was pretty good.
Are you like feeling it? Is it hitting close to home now that you killed the terrier?
Yeah, but I feel bad. I should have aimed this. I should have aimed your powers at someone who's deserving.
I mean, I feel like if this is going to be your first foray into murder, like I think you kind of have to aim low just to see if it works. And then you can start targeting the big ones.
He was a bit of a lame duck. He was pretty not doing too well.
If you didn't kill him, somebody else was gonna.
Well, I just wanted to say it was good to know you, Jack Russell. I didn't know him.
Nobody thinks that you did.
But thank you
except for that one time that White Lightning opened up for Jack Russell's Great White at the Kingman County Fair. What was it?
It was the Kingman County Fairgrounds.
The Kingman wheelbarrow races. What was it?
Oh, I wish. There had to be a monster truck in there somewhere.
Oh, no, the wheelbarrows just had really large tires.
But yeah, I'd like to say that you rocked me and you saved your love for me, but that's two of their songs.
There's two of their songs.
Yeah. Hey, dude, not bad. Once bitten, twice shy.
That's the one I know.
Yeah.
I mean, really, at the end of the day, weren't they more like average white?
That's your joke. You did something like that the last time, too.
See? There it is.
Is that what that is?
I'm back, baby.
Comedy gold?
Kojak's back, baby.
So I have a word for you today. It's a flashback.
Flashback.
Yeah, I haven't used it in a while.
I think they just call that sides out.
So I'm debating, do I tell you the word? I think I need to tell you the word first and then show you why.
I call it barebacking. Go ahead.
Ooh, that's...
No, you're thinking brokeback. Continue.
I thought we were talking about condoms?
No.
Condominiums?
Yes.
Condiments.
Welcome to the bareback condos.
Oh, man. There's like a 3-month waiting list on that. No, it should be like a 9-month waiting list. Get it?
40-week waiting list. Go ahead.
Okay. Flashback word this
When
week.
you get the one right next door, it's Irish twins. Continue.
Twins, Basil. The word this week I want to do, and I feel like I was forced into this, and you will too, once I show you why, is poser.
Poser.
Yeah. Now,
one who poses.
I wish it was that.
I mean, it is kind of.
It is.
You have to know the slang pose for it to be that.
So I'm going to tell you why, and then I'll show you. I'll splice it.
Wait, how do you think that we got? Go ahead.
Making the rounds this past month, and it's probably about 2 weeks ago. It's still all over the web, but it filled my feed, my social feed.
There's something inherently dirty sounding about it filled my feed.
Filled my feed.
No, now it sounds less dirty and just more gross.
Feed.
Ooh, that could be a good band name. Social feed.
Social feed in the Argonauts.
Maybe.
Social feed in the Pips.
I have a friend whose DJ name is Argonaut, and it doesn't matter.
That's a pretty good DJ name.
It is.
Yeah, I like
his actual name's Jason, so it's even better.
No.
Yeah.
Can we get that guy in here?
Probably. He'd be down to do a podcast.
Oh, that's the coolest name.
And he's
ever.
like a 90s DJ that like still does it now, but
what a great name. Man, he just leaned right into that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that. That was cool. Okay. So I was bringing up a clip that was making the social media run here. It's a guy who's touring. We will say he is famous for being one of the two Corys. He'd be the only Corey that's still alive.
So not Haim.
No. Corey Feldman is touring right now, and there's this whole Andy Kaufman thing going on. Like, is he putting us on for how bad he is? Like, he's doing a lot of stuff that's like wink, wink.
Uh-huh.
Well, he has a guitar solo. I'm not sure if you've seen.
Also, Corey Hart is one of the other Corys, but go ahead.
Yeah. That some bitch never takes his sunglasses off.
Wearing them at night, that makes him a poser.
So I don't know if I can put this I can probably put this in the podcast, but here you go.
Now, what's he going to do? Sue us? Him and his $12?
That's one version.
Oh, good. He's still wearing clothes in this one.
Same exact solo. Yeah. Okay, so I just showed you the video.
That was very literally as painful for me to watch as Britney Spears dancing with knives. Maybe more painful.
Did you see his face? Like, he's selling it like he is a straight 70s, 80s rock god. And then he's looking at the crowd like he's embarrassed, but also, are you witnessing this? Like, you see how good I am? Or like, were you filming me? And he's done a lot of press after this. And he said it's been ranked as one of the best guitar solos.
Somewhere that phrase was heard in heaven. And Eddie Van fucking Halen is turning in his grave. And not like slow rotisserie
You
style.
didn't like the tapping with the button?
No.
It's so bad that for the first week, people thought he was faking it. They thought somebody else was playing in the back.
That was literally the first time where I was convinced you could be on stage somewhere making money.
That's literally Tyler could have done.
Not at the male strip club.
I never got on that beef. I don't know if I'm beefy enough.
Although I think that if you got a job at the male strip club and your dance was playing guitar, but just like in a Speedo, I think you could probably make some money.
But if I had, I'd have to get one of like Prince's guitars, like the little squealy things on it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I don't know. Poser jumped in my head when I saw that. And I was like, taking me back. Because there's been posers throughout our career. Well, not our career. Throughout our lives.
Like Milli Vanilli.
Yeah. But Corey deserves a little bit of hate right now. And God love the guy. I don't have a problem with Corey Feldman.
I don't know that I don't.
Should we good cop, bad cop Corey Feldman?
Well, he was always the shittier Corey.
Yeah. He's technically, acting wise, I think he's more talented.
Maybe, but he's the Corey that got famous because the other Corey got famous. He wouldn't have gotten famous on his own.
No, he was famous before the other Corey. Because he did Gremlins. He was like 5 in it.
That doesn't make you famous.
And then, yeah, the movie is huge. And then
that movie's huge.
Then he's in Goonies. He did all these Spielberg movies. He was
maybe anybody else in Gremlins. Also, I haven't seen it in so long, or maybe ever, that I couldn't tell you anybody that was in Gremlins.
I don't remember the name of the actor, but that's Phoebe Cates' movie.
Yeah.
And then that one actor,
Alan Alda.
No, I wish that movie would have made me cry then.
Tom Selleck.
Don't bring up Alan Alda. That dude's like 90 something. If we kill Alan Alda,
listen, time is coming for him. There's nothing I can say that's going to change that. Dude. And I love Alan Alda.
I love him too. That's a talented son of a bitch, dude. That guy, he reminded me of my dad. I don't know why.
That's how I was with, who was it?
Britney Spears?
No. Who's the guy that played Mike Seaver?
Oh, Christina Aguilera.
That's simply not true.
Cameron.
No, Kirk Cameron,
yeah. Mike Seaver.
No. Oh. What was his dad?
Okay, wait. Back this up. That's a little better.
Beep. Beep.
Beep. Aren't you the one that yelled at me about how growing pains was your thing? And if you had a family, that would have been your real family. If you could have voted for or magically made a wish for a family. And you don't know Mike Seaver. You know Boner.
I didn't.
You read me the right act about
Vinny's to Bone, not Boner.
Boner. To recap, we've discussed this before, but Boner was one of the characters on.
Obviously, Alan Thicke's the person I'm talking about, but that's not where I was getting at.
Yeah, he was your wish dad.
Jason. Who would have named their child Jason in that? Whatever, it doesn't matter.
So you weren't thinking of Kirk Cameron? Were you thinking of like Silver Spoons or something?
No, I was thinking of Alan Thicke. I was thinking of Jason Seaver. For some reason, not for some reason, I was reading a post today where they were talking about the greatness of Don Drysdale and Sandy Koufax and how it was one of the best 1-2 punches in baseball history as far as pitching is concerned, to which I really wanted to reply that Sandy Koufax and literally any other person on the planet would have been one of the top 2, whatever, doesn't matter. But somebody brought up Tom Seaver in the conversation. And so then Seaver was stuck in my head, and the only name I could come to was Tom.
Okay, gotcha.
And then once I was stuck on Tom, the only other name I could come up with that wasn't Tom was Mike, because I knew Mike was one of the characters on Growing Pains. But yeah, Jason was who I was talking about. Dr. Jason Seaver.
So you basically, your dad reminds you of Kirk Cameron?
No, Alan Thicke.
Okay. That's cool. I could see that, because that would explain your connection with that and him. Plus, I wish I could have met your dad.
Plus, I love Canadians.
You do. Says it on his bumper sticker.
Actually, my bumper sticker says I break for Canadians.
No, it says Canadian bacon in my mouth. But same. Tomato.
I don't even like Canadian bacon. That's
Clamato.
the only thing they ruined.
Is it? No, Canadian bacon's all right. On the right stuff. Not on the movie.
Oh, I thought
like
you meant
in space.
I thought you meant on the New Kids on the Block song.
Ha ha! Can you sing a little bit of that?
I could. I'm not going to.
Can we do the dance?
I could. I'm not going to.
You went to see them in concert, huh?
I sure did.
Poser.
How does that make me a poser?
They were posers, dude.
Oh. How are they posers?
I get. They were kind of posers, but
they weren't posers.
They were the start of that for them.
They were a boy band before boy band. Like if they had
Nobody had done that since the Jackson 5.
if they had hit 7 years, 8 years later, they would have ruled the world.
No, New Edition came before them, so they ripped off the Black Kids.
Well,
that's what white guys do. So Poser, did that fit for Poser for you?
Yeah, that fits for Poser for me because somehow people are being separated from their money to see that garbage.
He's opening for Limp Bizkit. That's from Limp.
That checks.
Yeah,
that's the first thing that makes sense now.
Would Limp Bizkit fall under that for you?
Yes.
Here's
the thing, and I don't know anything about Fred Durst on a personal level, and I don't care to.
Exactly.
But if anybody in their act screams Poser more than fucking Fred Durst does, I don't know who it is.
I think I might have that answer for you because I think I saw him last night. Now I'm reluctant to bring this up because it's going to put me in a really bad mood and it's going to it triggers me. It's going to make me really angry.
Did you see that terrible band again?
I wish you were there because we would have a new contender. We would gladly go see Highly Suspect.
Slyly Huspect.
Slyly Huspect. That's our band name.
There you go.
Have you ever heard of the Hollywood Undead?
No.
They're a group band from LA. I've vaguely heard of them, never really heard their music, but I've never seen anything what I just witnessed last night. They're all my age. They have 4 singers and then a band behind them, and then half of the guys in the band jump up and sing. 4 dudes, 2 or 3 guys in the band. They switch off. 2 of the guys are on roids. They're my age, and they're roided out of their goddamn mind. They sound like Bloodhound Gang, LFO. They're trying to be Blink 182 and In Sync at the same time. And then every song, they're all catchy songs, but every song has a lick or a phrasing or the way they sing. They've stole from another song. You know, my thing that I hate the most. But this is like somebody put together some weird karaoke. It's like middle-aged white rap. And then all they sing about is cock, boobies, getting their wiener sucked, cocaine, drugs,
so
every song.
So it's like watching you play a round of fibbage.
Pretty much.
Your hate
so
speech.
We got 6-7 posers on the.
Is this a hate speech? Yeah.
And the crowd loved a lot of it. And when you hear it, you're like, okay, that's bouncy and fun. It translates. It's like if you were still a 14-year-old boy. And
yeah, if only.
And you were still listening to Howard Stern when you were a 14-year-old boy and you put it to music that you sampled other people's tracks and called it your own. And then they slow it down. Actually, they did 2 things that infuriated me other than the music. They played the first song. I looked at Liv. I was like, I physically hate this. I hate this. And then they're like, let's bring somebody up from the crowd. I'm like, great. They bring up a little 11-year-old little girl. Sweet as can be. She's got a little Hailstorm shirt on because they were opening for Hailstorm. They ask her name. They're like, well, who's your favorite guy in the band and stuff? And this is after they've been dropping F-bombs and cock bombs and bombs and I don't know, vagina bombs. And she's like, you, she tells the guy. And he's like, oh, yeah. And he turns around. He's all, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. And I was like, okay. And then they do this next song. You're like, well, this song's for you. And then they put her on the little, you know, like how guys get on stage and they have a pedestal they sing on top of. And so she could do her little white dance to it. Every word that came out of his mouth was about getting his balls licked, cock sucked, doing blow off of boobies. With an 11-year-old girl, I was just like, am I the only one that finds this completely offensive? It made me feel my age. I've never been at a concert where I felt my age. Like, I was like, get this goddamn band off my lawn. That's how mad I was. And then to top it off.
What were they doing on your lawn?
Killing it. You know it's a bad band if your lawn dies after they've visited your house.
Yeah, that's tough.
And then they top it off with he brings out an acoustic guitar. He gets the lights down. He's all like, yeah, I want you guys to sing along with me. And instead of playing their own fucking songs, they play Neil Diamond's Sweet Caroline just to get the crowd to sing that stupid bump, bump, bump that everybody chants and sings. And then they rejoice in the glory of how amazing they are. and then go back to their cocks and boobies. And I was so angry, dude. I was so angry. It's like white wankster poser. It's like what the Offspring were singing about. I'm pretty fly for a white guy. It was that, but a band. So, and you remember Bloodhound Gang, right?
Yeah, who doesn't remember the Bloodhound Gang?
Catchy, but their shit is, it's for 14-year-old boys.
Sure.
And now I understand why Blink 182 looks so miserable playing on their tour, because they're singing about stupid shit that when they were 20. No wonder what's his name wants to talk about aliens. Tom wants to talk about aliens and shit all the time.
That's the one that wasn't there.
Tom DeLonge?
We were watching your favorite show today, and part of it was when they were on tour in Australia.
Love Island?
No, Kardashians.
Ugh, gross.
And they were on their tour in Australia. And so
the Kardashians are on tour?
No, Blink 182 was on tour in Australia.
Okay. I thought maybe
Courtney was with Travis.
Travis, yeah.
And they invited
Travis is a talented son of a bitch too.
Yeah, I guess. It's hard to watch him drum. I don't like watching him drum.
I can see that.
If I just had to listen to him, I think it'd be okay. But like,
he's a really good drummer.
It looks like he's going through pain while he's drumming.
Yeah, because he drums. He beats the hell out of.
No, but it's like this whole thing where like he's like drumming from up here. It's really weird. Like,
yeah.
Like he does this weird almost crying thing. Yeah. It's weird. Yeah. I don't like watching it. But I love Sun and Boxers. But no, they went out on like a boat for lunch, and it was the two of them, and I think the kids, and Mark Hoppus and his wife.
Mm-hmm.
I turned to Candace and I was like, man, to be the third guy in Blink 182 and you don't get invited.
He's the one nobody likes, or he doesn't like them. He's the one that they had to show him the paycheck that they were going to get for this tour to bring him back. He's so grumpy. I guess
probably because he doesn't want to go on tour playing songs about stuff
about aliens and rape and shit.
Yeah. Well, everybody loves a little bit of alien rape.
Alien probe.
I wonder if all the bands of that era are kind of going back and thinking that way.
Yeah, another band you could throw into that Hollywood Undead is like Sum 41. Those guys that were like,
they just retired.
Yeah, they're on actually they're going to be there.
Or is it their retirement tour? This one.
Yeah, their last day in the Sum or something like that or Day in the Sum is the name of the thing, because they were showing the advertisement. They're going to be at that place, I think.
Right. They're Canadian.
Are they?
I think so.
I never liked those guys. Their stuff was kind of catchy, but it was just too young for me. I'd already kind of outgrown it.
I was all upset. You ever heard Atlas Genius?
That is super familiar to me.
They had one or two hits like 7-8 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But they released some new stuff since then. But I really like their sound, and I was hoping they'd be touring here. But here's like one of the only stops that they're not making, or at least so far.
I've noticed that with a lot of bands, they skip Arizona.
Who else is a poser? Joe Rogan.
So Joe Rogan's got are we going to pick a fight with Joe Rogan? Maybe get some listeners?
Why the fuck not? Let's do it.
You have a 50-50 chance of taking him down, because that guy's done enough roids to he may not be safe after you say his name 3 times.
I mean, he's going to take one swing and one of his tendons will rupture him. Fine.
He has a new Netflix special that just came out.
Now
it is the definition of mid. I mean, he used to be a comic where, I mean, he was the same thing. Like, he was telling jokes that were like for 14-year-old boys, or sometimes it was funny. I didn't mind him hosting Fear Factor, but I never really liked him. Even on news radio, I didn't like him.
He was on news radio?
Yeah, you know that.
No, I don't. I didn't really watch news radio that much.
Oh, I thought it was one of the ones you liked.
I mean, I liked the episodes I watched, but I didn't pay close attention.
He got that before Fear Factor, I think. But the new special, he's telling jokes and they are not even remotely funny. It's like they're funny to him, and it's like, that's car crash time. Because people were posting it on TikTok. I haven't watched the special. Now, there may be some really good jokes in there,
but probably not.
I was like, just stick to the stuff you do. You're getting paid $100 million to not explain facts and whatever.
Right.
On Urban Dictionary, poser, to pose, to pretend, to be somebody or not, to be part of culture, just to fit in.
Do you think that by that definition that a cosplayer would be a poser?
No. If they were trying to If they were a really bad one that was trying to make a living off of it, I would call them a poser. But
like the ones on the Las Vegas Strip.
no, they're earning their hardcore cash. Hardcore. That didn't sound right.
I think you said hardcore.
Yeah, I think I did stutter over that.
Like,
you were saying that.
I'm
thinking
what you want to use when you're climbing.
I'm thinking the last time we took the kids when they were like 10 and 6, and we did that. We were walking, and all those guys, like the dirty Superman and stuff, and they had an R2D2.
Which, if you haven't seen it, listening audience, sounds a lot more fun than it would be.
Yeah, you have to pay extra for that in Vegas, but
it's not like a Superman that just says dirty things to you. Like, it's a Superman that definitely has not washed in multiple days, himself or the clothes.
He's definitely faster than a speeding bullet. Oh, yeah, God, I nailed that.
Apparently, his kryptonite is showers.
Poser.
That's how you tell a joke about dirty Superman.
Is that
speeding bullet? Get out of here.
Well, I was trying to think of something about jumping over. Well, speeding bullet for sex, dude. That's my band. Speeding bullet for sex. I like those real long names, like Queen of the Stone Age. The speeding bullet for sex. Oh, you're gonna like this. You're gonna like
leap tall washing machines in a single bound. Go ahead.
Poser, you're gonna love their second definition on Urban Dictionary. Simple plan. Good Charlotte. Avril Lavigne and their fans. Oh, that's from Super Tips. Good job, Super Tips.
That is a super tip. Thank you for posting that on Urban Dictionary. Do you think he did Good Charlotte and Avril Lavigne just as like
just to tie it all in?
Yeah, just to really bring it together.
I hope so.
Both sides of your couple are shitty.
Yeah. Well, he could have thrown Nickelback in there. Chad Kroeger. Which is probably one of the most current bands that gets the Poser label.
Probably.
And there is a lot of cheese to their music, but you don't sell that many albums unless you can write a good song.
Yeah, the songs weren't bad.
They write a great hook, especially for power ballads.
Yeah.
It's just
Creed, I think, probably also fits that category.
Yeah, Creed got labeled with that, but now they're back and
he's crazy.
He always was crazy.
No, well, now we know that he's crazy.
Poser was a big word. You didn't like when our band was a big thing. Well, when it was a big thing to me, when I was like,
wait, did Teaser get called posers?
I don't know. Nobody did to our face. From like 16 to 22 or whatever.
That's because everybody was like, oh my God, they might actually get out of here.
That was a big thing. You didn't want to
ruin this for them.
You didn't want to be a poser band because there was so many hair bands on the radio and on MTV, and a dozen of them were our main acts, like Motley Crue and Bon Jovi and Def Leppard and stuff like that. They were the biggest acts in the world. Like, it would just rotate who was gonna, whoever has the new album, new single out, and then bands would come out like Poison. They had a lot of makeup like girls, and so people they called them posers, and then they started selling a shit ton of albums, and then a band like Warrant would come out, and they were like, oh, they're a poser, and so you didn't want that poser label. It stuck with a few of them, and the number one hair band it probably stuck to, and that is thanks to Beavis and Butthead. You know which band that they ragged on the most? Made the guy quit the band.
Slayer?
Winger.
Oh, Winger.
They love Slayer. Winger was the one that they just put that on their shirt. He blames Kip Winger, the lead singer. He had a meltdown and blamed Beavis and Butthead for making him a poser and lame. When they were big, his first two albums, he had a lot of big hits from them. But you can't wear cut off, rip off shirts that you've ripped out the neck so your chest hair hangs out of, and then wear it like off your shoulder and do high kicks in spandex pants because he did ballet or something like that. You can't do that if you're trying to be a rock guy and not get called poser.
If your name's Kip Winger and you haven't done ballet.
Because if you go back now, they have some of the best musicians. Reb Beach, his guitar player, is technically one of the best guitar players who's ever lived. And if you listen to the first album, his solos and stuff are amazing on it, but they're labeled as posers. They're back now too, and he's happy now because he's selling tickets.
Beavis and Butthead aren't talking shit on him because a cartoon's not making fun of him.
And I bet you they actually use the word poser.
Probably.
Yeah. But that's where that's where this came from. And the second I saw that Corey Feldman clip, and I can't scrub it out of my eyes. I wish, even if you close your eyes and you just hear it, you can hear Poser.
Yeah.
It's literally so bad. You could literally take somebody who's never played guitar.
I could do better than that.
You could hand you an electric guitar, turn up the amp, and just tell you to wiggle your fingers and smack the things, and it would have that same sound he's in.
No, it'd have a better sound.
If you look too, there's a way
you almost have to try to be that bad.
Exactly. There's a way you play guitar where your thumb is on one side of the fretboard. If you noticed, all 5 fingers were on this side, and he was tapping with his thumb.
It was like he was trying to fondle a booby from behind.
Reach around.
Mm-hmm.
Reach around and take you to Browntown.
You kind of talked about this earlier, but I think this fits the Poser thing. And now that Candace and I have been going to the gym more frequently, I think it really sticks out. But like, it's the guys that roid it up and then go to the gym and like show it off. Mm-hmm. It's like nobody thinks that growth is natural, man.
Yeah,
nobody does.
There's some of the biggest assholes in the world too.
And for what? Like, what's the fucking point? What is it that you're doing that you think is in any way something to brag about?
There's so much pain in that guy's life that to have that much, a hole that big to fill, to where that is your life and every waking moment is flexing in a mirror. Yeah. And I'm all for somebody being healthy and somebody who wants to get big like that. That's great.
I will routinely see other people in the gym where I'm like, I wish I looked like that. That'd be awesome. Because they're like fit.
Was I walking by?
No.
Oh.
No.
You're such a poser.
I'm not a poser. Vin Diesel, he's a poser. He makes people think he's an actor. I don't know what the fuck that's all about.
Well, we've come full circle on Poser if we got to Vin Diesel. We went from Corey Feldman to Vin Diesel.
That's true.
That's pretty good. Talk about a circle of jerks.
Talk about a new podcast from Corey Feldman to Vin Diesel. The Eric Bieniemy story.
Oh,
I don't know why it's about a football running back, but whatever.
The circle of hate, the way you like it. All right. So you didn't mind Poser this week?
I didn't mind it. I mean, I always mind posers. But
yeah. I got a little triggered there. I'm going to have to cut that down a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, I'm still a little hot. Well, yes, Dan, you're very hot. Thank you, Matt.
Oh, was I supposed to respond to that in a positive manner?
You totally responded to that. It was clear as day. I heard it with my microphone or my earphones. I'm such a poser podcaster. I even pointed to my earphones.
I done heard it in my ear holes.
Oh, that's perfect. How do you want to end Poser? I'll let you take us out.
I don't know how I want to end Poser. How do you want to end Poser?
Like this.
Perfect. See you later, Slangers. I was just thinking about another set of posers, and this really hits close to home.
Don't you dare say the Spice Girls. I will slap the living beard off you.
This really hits close to home as a kid that played baseball growing up.
No, don't you do it.
Every fucking little wiener-ass kid that wears those stupid knockoff Brett the Hitman Hart sunglasses while playing baseball should be punched in the damn head. I hate all those little kids.
Who was the guy from football who used to wear those all the time?
Brian Bosworth.
Yeah, the Boz. Yeah, those were. I always hated those too. I thought you were.
Here's the thing. I didn't hate them then. Like then they fit the time.
They kind of did. I didn't like them in the time.
Now I've got to watch your little 8-year-old kid with his faux hawk and eye black tears, with his stupid sunglasses.
Is it really a faux hawk? I thought it's
can't feel the baseball. Like, you better be real good to look that stupid, kid.
You were just in there angry peeing, thinking about Bosworth or whatever so-and-so's sunglasses?
Yeah.
That fits.
Yeah.
That tracks.
I don't know why it came into my brain, but immediately I was like, those little shits are posers, if anything.
You brought the baseball and poser. I thought you were going towards the Sandlot. I was like, don't you fucking do it.
No. Well, no.